People think demons show up like in horror movies. Shadows, screams, things flying across the room. But real spiritual darkness is smarter than that. Real demons don't attack you from the outside. They move through families. They attach to wounds, to trauma, to resentment, to anything that stays unhealed. And then that energy gets passed down like an inheritance nobody asked for. A generational curse is the pattern. A generational demon is the force behind it. And you don't need to imagine a creature with horns to understand this. Think of a demon as a spiritual frequency, a bitterness, a hatred, a jealousy, a rage. Something that whispers and influences. Something that keeps the same destructive behavior repeating from one generation to the next. Because demons don't need open doors, they need open wounds. You see it in families where the same darkness shows up again and again. Addictions repeating, abuse repeating, anger repeating, emotional coldness repeating. And sometimes it goes deeper. Sometimes you see families turn on one person with a level of darkness that simply isn't human. When your own blood wants you gone, when they smear you, when they gather together in hate, that's not normal. That's influence. And most of the time, the target is the one who refuses to conform. The one who breaks the pattern. The one who doesn't inherit the darkness blindly. That's why you were singled out. Not because you were the problem, but because you were the threat. A demon doesn't waste time attacking someone already aligned with its energy. It goes after the one who might end the cycle. The moment you step out of the family story, the moment you choose a different path, the moment you start healing, that is when all hell breaks loose. They don't see you as family anymore. They see you as danger to the spiritual system they're unknowingly keeping alive. But here is the part that most people don't talk about. Breaking a generational demon isn't about fighting darkness with more darkness. You can't out-hate a demon. You can't out-anger it. You can't become cold like the demon. If you fight it on its level, you lose because you've already stepped into its frequency. The only way to break a generational demon is to do the exact opposite of its nature. If the demon feeds on resentment, you release. If the demon feeds on hate, you forgive. If the demon feeds on bitterness, you let go. If the demon feeds on chaos, you choose peace. If the demon feeds on revenge, you don't give it the satisfaction of pulling you down to its level. Forgiveness isn't about excusing what happened. It isn't pretending you weren't hurt. It isn't saying it's fine. Forgiveness is spiritual warfare. It is closing the door the demon walks through. When you hold on to pain, the demon returns. When you hold on to anger, it keeps its grip. When you hold on to what they did to you, the cycle continues. But the moment you forgive, not to set them free, but to set yourself free, the demon loses the one doorway it had left. Forgiveness is not godhood. It doesn't make you God, but it puts you closer to God's frequency than any prayer you'll ever speak. Because love is the one vibration darkness cannot survive. You don't break a generational demon by becoming like it. You break it by becoming everything it's not. And that's why the black sheep of the family, the one who feels too much, the one who questions everything, the one who got attacked the hardest, is always the chosen one to end the curse. You weren't cursed. You were chosen to confront the curse. And the moment you choose forgiveness, the demon's contract ends. If this message hit home for you, like, comment, share, and follow.